This is from the Chicago Tribune, September 20th of 1913, the newspaper article. So a little over 100 years ago in Chicago, Illinois, the police did somewhat of a raid on a brothel or a prostitution house. And in the process of arresting people, they arrested a teenage girl who was 16 years old. Her name was Esther Watson, the girl, and they held her in juvie. She was arrested. She was in juvenile detention for about a month, and then she was moved into a rescue center for girls, which was called the Coulter House Home for Girls. And they arrested a married couple who were running the house of prostitution. The couple's name was Al and Anna Harris. They put warrants out for harboring a minor in the prostitution house over this teenage girl. And so then the married couple turned themselves in to the police the next day. However, the court case was seen in front of many actually, judges, and all of the judges kept delaying the case and putting the court date out farther and farther and farther. So in this article, Kate Adams, who's running the shelter for the girls, the rescue house, she basically puts it out in the media that she's appealing to the state prosecutor to take some kind of action on this case. And she states that there are people from the community that are inquiring to what's going on with this case. They're interested in it because of the child trafficking, and they want to see the case prosecuted. One interesting thing that Kate Adams says in the article, she rescues girls from prostitution and also from what is in the article stated as white slavery, which during the time was most likely referring to indentured servants. Were still, right at that time, it was a social issue and political issue that they were trying to end indentured servants, which is, a lot of people know this, but an indentured servant was someone who would come over, have their passage paid for, basically, to be able to come to America. Oftentimes it was, a long, maybe 20 years of work or something to that effect. They basically kind of became personal slaves towards the person who paid for them to come over. So they were trying to end that. And, this house would take in girls, rescue them from these kind of situations. So, very interesting, particularly for people who have any of the names listed here. You can look under the video in the video details for all of the names, the police officers, the judges, the couple that was arrested. This is what I have now on it, and you can go, if you would like to see the actual newspaper article and keep copies of that article, images of the newspaper article, you can go to the blog, which I will put a link for under the video. It's called Ticky Tacky Family History Blog. You can go there and get copies of the article and read the full article. But the thing that I was really interested in was seeing if I could look up in the census during this time, because it does list the address for the brothel where the police did the arrests. So my next venture here is to see if I can find the census for that address and see exactly who's listed. Be interesting to see who's listed as living in the house. And also maybe for the Coulter House, the shelter for the girls, see if anything is listed in there for the census during this time. So that's my next video on this, and I'll link it in a playlist, and I'll probably have it as part 2 of the same name of this video. So leave some comments if you liked it, and subscribe. Thanks.